Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker and you're watching Screen Wipe, a programme all about television. Hope you enjoy it.
Imagine doing the laundry in a circus!
Yeah, or imagine doing the laundry in a submarine full of exploding cows full of paint. Because you might as f***ing well. The world's a frightening place full of random events that occur for no apparent reason. Little wonder then that so many people prefer to pretend it doesn't exist at all and instead wallow in a comforting fantasy realm where death is not the end.
But enough about fantasy realms. Thank God for shows like The Best of British Mediumship for telling it like it is.
Death is the greatest lie we're ever told.
That's Colin Fry, who looks like a discarded Chuckle brother, but is actually one of Britain's top psychics.
Can you understand, please, that he's asking me to speak to Leslie?
Yes.
You're Leslie?
Yes, I'm my dad was Leslie.
Colin's pretty impressive. He gets a lot right.
Image of this pub, the something and anchor.
Crown and Anchor.
What was the scandal over a missing money pot to do with the darts team?
Don't think about that.
Oh, and some wrong.
And he's also talking about the fact that he's met up with a guy by the name of David Gorman.
I've never heard that name.
Yeah, that's wrong too.
Do you understand what I mean when I say I couldn't have made it the last step of the way without you?
I wasn't there.
Oh, f*** off, Colin. Most psychic shows are accompanied by a disclaimer like this one for Colin Fry's Sixth Sense that makes it clear they're for entertainment purposes only. So that's why they're making grieving relatives sob entertainment. Of course, this being Space Year 2006, there are other more high-tech ways of getting in touch with the psychic realm thanks to groundbreaking services like Psychic Interactive, which dispenses supernaturally assured advice to any poor sod who texts in.
Hi, Maddie. It says, hi, Fran. Can you tell me when I'm going to see John again? Not sure if he's back from Jamaica. He's in the army.
I think he's probably back, or if he's not back, he must be on his way home.
Now that is amazing.
You know, I'm actually starting to believe this. But nip that in the bud.
We've got some text messages coming through, so let's see who we've got. We've got Charlie B. Hello, Charlie B. How can I become less gullible? Okay, good one.
But let's take about it's the lower chakras.
Chakras.
But mostly, you've got the solar plexus, which
Chakras,
is
that's good
below,
advice.
Just above your stomach. That's a yellow.
Yellow chakra.
Have the colour yellow and the colour blue around you a lot more. The
Oh,
blue
this is great
for calmness,
advice.
the yellow for sharpness as well, so you're picking up on people a lot easier.
Hang on, yellow and blue. Those colours surround my name in the opening titles. It must be true!
Even just a little candle or a small crystal are yellows, and wearing blue for calmness.
Okay, so I've lit a candle and I found something blue. It's a carrier bag, but hey, I feel great already. I'm going to thank them for that.
Now, this one is from, I think it was Charlie B, I think. Yes, it was. Thanks for your advice. I love you guys.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much.
Anyway, for my money, the most biscuit-taking psychic around has to be Derek Ogilvie, recently seen in the truly jaw-dropping Baby Mind Reader.
21-month-old Lily is out of control. Her daily screaming fits have taken over the life of her mum, Gemma. This man, Derek Ogilvie, says he can read babies' minds.
Oh, well, that's reasonable enough. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to talk about food, okay? Now she's at a stage that she's almost scared to, instead of using a spoon, use a fork, right?
Yes.
You've noticed this, haven't
Yes.
you? Because she'll use a fork and then she'll put the fork down and go back to a spoon.
Yes.
Because she's scared because using the fork... Oh my God! Flippin' heck.
I'm not sure if the baby's making him cry or if he's just realised what a mess he's made of his life. Probably took the wrong fork in the road.
She's so scared to grow up. She doesn't want to grow up.
Well, I can't imagine why. You make the adult world seem so rational.
Totally nuts. I want to know about policemen.
Anyway, now it's down to Derek to find the root cause of the problem, which he finds slightly difficult at first.
You've got a problem with Lily burning herself with water. There's a problem with you in hot water when you were a kid. Do you remember this?
No.
Was anybody's house broken into recently?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, he's tried hot water and burglary and drawn a blank, so what else could be the problem?
Just take a break for a minute. She's telling me about a man shouting, a man upsetting you, Gemma.
Yes.
A man shouting at you, Gemma.
Yes.
Men who will smile and be nice to Mum and then be horrible. and stab you right in the back and leave Mum in bits, and Mum can't pull herself together, and Mum is a wreck.
Yes, it turns out the poor woman's a former victim of domestic violence. Well, let's hope he tackles this gently.
The man who wants to touch Mum's private and bruise Mum. Bruise Mum. Bruise Mum!
This is like Blue Velvet.
Who the fuck are these men in my house, she's saying? She's swearing, she's swearing, she's swearing at me.
Yeah, well, babies are notoriously foul-mouthed. This one just called Derek a prick.
That's why we've got a problem today, because people didn't ask Lily if it was all right, and Lily doesn't want men to upset Mum ever again.
Actually, I think all Lily wants is for Derek to stop raking up Mum's past in such a fucking despicable way.
Do you understand? Bruises, Gemma?
Yeah.
Bruises, Gemma. Leg bruises, leg bruises, Gemma.
Anyway, having reduced a single mum to tears, Derek formulates a brilliant scheme to help her cope.
You need to allow time for yourself. When you take time out, this will help Lily and will also help you.
I mean, he could have turned up and just, say, lent her a basic childcare book, but no. Now, I'm not saying that Derek and all the other psychics don't have special abilities. I'm just saying that if they do, all known laws of science are going to have to be rewritten. But then what's science anyway, eh? I mean, it's only a rigorously tested, peer-reviewed system of knowledge about the way our world works, built up over centuries, that's all. It's not a patch on mindless superstition, which has been around for far longer and brought us exciting things like ghosts and demons, witch trials and the tooth fairy, and, of course, the baby f***ing mind reader.
Here's that effing keys, you fucking bitch.
Now here's David Quantick listing his gripes about list shows.
The weird thing about clip shows is that this is television, and television is famously a visual medium, hence the name. One of the great things about television, and unlike a book, you don't have to describe things, you can just show them. But clip shows seem to think that they're for the partially sighted as well, because before they show the clip, they will get someone to describe what the clip is, as though it might be so shocking it needs a kind of viewer warning. Warning, you're about to see the Blue Peter presenters giving some presents to animals at Christmas.
I probably remember the presenters giving them to the animals more than each other. You know, the cat got a little play mouse.
Warning, you're about to see a photograph of some Essex girls.
Essex girls are called Sharon and Tracy, and they used to wear white stiletto heels.
So if, say, someone had done a show with UB40 in, you would have someone like, say, Emma B, saying...
UB40 were a bit weird, really, because they were sort of mainly white guys doing pop reggae from Birmingham.
And you think, if you've got to the point in your life when you're watching a clip show about UB40, you're not going to go, oh my Christ, they were white men from Birmingham playing reggae? Emma B, by the way, in case you don't know, is a woman. Sometimes it's very bizarre. You'll see someone who was, say, a child, and talking about events of the 1930s. Kate Thornton did some programme, she's done some of these apparently, and she started talking about Charlie perfume.
It was this incredibly naff, cheap scent that was so huge during the 70s.
She had a whole detailed riff about the smell of Charlie. She must have been 2 when Charlie was around. I did a show which was something to do with soap opera, and they started asking me about Blake Carrington. Now, I don't really know what show he was in. I think it was Dynasty, and I really didn't care. But the one thing I did know was the colour of his hair, because I could see it on my television. And they asked me to say that Blake Carrington had blue hair. Well, he didn't have blue hair. He had silver grey hair. And they kept saying, no, can you say Blake Carrington had blue hair? And I said, but he didn't have blue hair. And they said, we know, but it'll be funny. I'm saying, how will it be funny? It'll only be funny to people who think it's funny for someone to say someone has blue hair when they don't. And I didn't say it.
So they got my wife to say it.
Blake's hair was blue.
Can you sing the theme to Screen Wipe?
No. Thank you for asking, though. I don't do theme tunes. You know, it's my only moral point. So yeah, I've refused to do the theme tune, and they put me in a medley of people doing theme tunes, not doing the theme tune. The Neighbours theme was by Tony Hatch, great man. Wrote Downtown, and he wrote the Crossroads theme.
Neighbours.
Everybody needs good neighbours.
Neighbours, what times will the wisp on?
Peter Kay actually brings up the theme tune. Sometimes they say, I can see the theme tune if you like. And you think, no, phone your agent, get more money for this, because really you're throwing it away.
Tell you what I remember at Nolan, it's theme tune.
There he is, theme tune.
Da 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 da.
Theme tune.
Born from an egg on a mountain top.
He just lives to do the theme tune. He's like a one-man DVD pub quiz machine.
Can you just say that you're a clip show whore? It's for the legals.
Yes, I am a clip show whore. I will talk about anything on any clip show.
I will talk knowledgeably about soap operas.
And they were all at the perfect family relationships and it was perfectly cast. I will talk about rubbish 80s music.
The first time you hear it, it's quite novel. I will talk anxiously about horror. And you come out going, oh shit, we're all going to die.
I get up in the morning begging for the phone to ring so I can be on a clip show. And my rates are good.
In ye days of old, one of the worst punishments you could suffer was being placed in the stocks, where people would queue to jeer and spit at you. The stocks are still around today. The difference is they're no longer made of wood and people volunteer to place themselves in them. Oh, and they come with their own avant-garde title sequence. This year's Big Brother has been longer and more ramshackle than ever, with serious questions raised over the screening process, which purports to weed out the mentally unstable, but in practice seems about as efficient as a raft made of disbroom. Part of the problem is that anyone who wants to go on the show in the first place is clearly too disturbed to pass any kind of psychological test whatsoever. Then there was the mess over the supposedly soundproof house next door. Well, that worked out well. Like most reality shows, Big Brother is defined by its hate figures, who in turn are defined by the edit suite.
Dear 60, 9:11 a.m.
The Daily Highlight Show works as a kind of Git magnifier. Hours of footage are distilled into a sort of basic sketch in which negative character traits loom large. Watch long enough and before you know it, you inadvertently wind up hating some of the housemates more than Hitler.
This year's Hitler beaters have included a hair-gel preening little vole called Caesar, Grace, played here by Michelle Fowler, a spiteful modern snob who could bitch the hind legs off Joan Collins, and Jane, a one-woman hen knight whose ceaseless belching rendered the show as unwatchable as close-up eye surgery.
The current cast of inmates breaks down as ever into the good, the bad and the In the corner stands Scouse-Mouse Jenny, Yawnson Michael and Imogen, who's so dull and inconsequential it's a wonder the mirrors lining the house remember to show a reflection.
Oh, shit.
Here's a philosophical poser for you. If a tree falls in the forest and only Imogen's there to see it, does it make a sound?
Like I'm feeling quite... what's the word? Brain dead in this place. Really?
The bad camp consists of Richard, an automated bullshit flinging machine who talks more crap than a turd salesman.
You're a delicate little flower, you are. You're a little tulip.
Mikey, a docile cartoon hound with the personality of a door. A man so dense he can scarcely form sounds, let alone words.
Do you think I was vibing?
No, not at all.
How about when I said you lick Susie's ass?
And Spiral, a cross between two different idiots who both believe they're Eminem. Spiral's also got a hair-trigger temper which threatens to erupt every time he remembers how the show works.
They made him look like a little clown on TV. That's not right.
That's Big Brother, isn't it?
But I don't care who it is. It's not right. He's a fucking person and he should have got what he bleeding worked for.
Now, you've made him look like an absolute individual, just a bad pair. It just looked like a clown on TV.
The Good Brigade are smaller in number. There's Glyn, the naive boy from space who can't seem to fathom how anything on Earth actually works. Mobile buttock exhibition Ashleen, a sort of Argos version of Marilyn Monroe, whose chin, bizarrely enough, seems to just disappear every time she removes her makeup. And the obvious winner, Pete, whose startling gimmick is that he actually seems like quite a decent sort of bloke. Although as this overlong series churns relentlessly on, he's become painfully aware of his lot.
Memories. You're just going to have to live with those for the next 5 weeks. Okay. Yeah.
For a popular entertainment show, Big Brother's got a weirdly doomy feel to it, with the house itself being a sort of ringtone version of Death Row, complete with anguished "I want my mummy" conversations straight out of Saving Private Ryan.
I just want to see my mother. Oh, babes.
And the inevitable countdown to eviction, which functions as an obvious metaphor for death, replete with last-minute pleas for a reprieve. Sobbing relatives secretly glad you're dying and not them, and the final terrifying step into the unknown. Anyway, there you go, Big Brother 2006. It's like an inconsequential version of the news, basically, but with less hope for mankind.
Sadly, the news is the scariest show on TV right now, but it's not always been that way. Here's a look at some scarier old fictional shows, all of which are available on DVD. First, Tales of the Unexpected, ITV's fondly remembered series of Twist in the Tail playlets with the Roald Dahl seal of approval. More often than not, you can see the twist coming before the opening credits have even started, but that doesn't stop it being thumping good and occasionally hammy fun. Next, The Stone Tape, a 1972 BBC spine chiller from the mind and pen of Nigel Neal, creator of Quatermass. In it, a team of scientists researching a new recording medium stumble across a haunted room and attempt to capture a ghost on tape. Hands up anyone who thinks that's a good idea. Despite the dated effects, I guarantee your skin will crawl clean off and hide under the nearest table. Finally, Hammer House of Horror, a strikingly nasty fright fest from the early 80s. While Hammer movies tended to focus on tits, vampires and whopping gothic castles, the TV series' lower budget forced it to rely on eerie goings-on in suburban settings, which somehow makes it all the eerier. It's got a remarkably sadistic attitude to kids too, which is always good fun.
The world's seen plenty of unexpected comebacks in its time. Lazarus, Noel Edmonds, Whooping Cough, and now Celebrity Love Island. Sorry, did I say celebrity? Because they've dropped the C word this time round. Presumably because the cast this year are so shockingly unfamous, your best chance of spotting a face you actually recognise is to sit so close to the screen you can see your own reflection. 2 of them qualify for inclusion on the basis that they're just related to celebrities, but they're not even blood relatives. This girl, known probably even to her friends as what's her name, is just Paul Gascoigne's stepdaughter. Well, Thingy Bob there is Pierce Brosnan's adopted son. See those fish in the background? They're more famous than him. Most of the others aren't much better. There's a sour Kiwi called Brendan, for instance, who walks around all the time looking like life itself has just broken wind under his nose. Then there's some bloke from the Streets, and when I say the Streets, I mean the band The Streets, not the actual Streets. He's not genuinely homeless, at least not yet. Colleen What's-Her-Name, a Playboy model, so vacuous and whiny, they probably used tapes of her speaking to torture people at Guantanamo Bay.
I have best friends that I've had for 10 years. And the reason why I've had them for 10 years is because when I'm a friend, I'm a friend. I'm not gonna anyone else.
How'd you like that, huh? You want some more? Do ya?
There's also a bewildered 9-year-old boy who seems to have been sent to the island by mistake. Oh, and her, whoever the hell they are. Still, at least a couple of them are at least vaguely recognisable, such as Sophie Anderton, the model, who's hit on a novel way to keep slim by crying all the fluid out of her body. Shane Lynch here is also a familiar face, largely because he's popped up on reality shows before. In fact, people like him stay on reality shows so long, the shows themselves actually become their reality. Love Island's secret weapon is former Hollyoaks star and Crazy Frog lookalike Paul Danan, whose absolute meltdown on the same show last year proved so gruesome they asked him back for the sequel. In fact, his surprise return has been gleefully built up by the show as though they were releasing some kind of celebrity sex offender into the wild.
Brace yourself, folks. Put the kids to bed. It's time to unleash the Danan.
He's rude, he's randy, and he is ready for the action.
Now, I think it's kind of clear who Paul's first victims, favourites will be.
Brilliant.
I'm dying to get in there. I can't wait. It's going to be, amazing.
The trouble is, it just feels sort of wrong.
Don't know if they're ready for me. I'm ready for them.
Please don't put me in couples because I'm not. No, seriously. Seriously. I don't want to be in it. I don't trust him. Please, if he starts getting drunk and starts getting aggressive, please, just keep him away from me. It really scares me.
She's scared he's going to get drunk and aggressive. All things considered, Love Island is a lot like a Club 1830 holiday. There's lots of exposed flesh, mindless poolside hijinks, and something else which I couldn't be bothered to work into this metaphor.
Your television isn't just a device for receiving pictures, it's a sort of magic window. Get your face on it and suddenly you're appearing in the nation's living room shrieking, "Look at me, everyone!" Not so long ago, when there were only a few channels to speak of, anyone who appeared on screen became a household name by default. A single memorable performance could see you starified overnight. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems back then we looked up to famous people. They seemed cleverer than us, funnier than us. They made charming, flickering companions, but then something changed. Today we hate the famous so much, shows like I'm a Celebrity gleefully torture them. That's it, Spoonbender, eat those worms. Ow! Modern fame is bullshit. With so many channels pumping out so many faces, any value it's had has completely gone.
I think they're desperate.
Really not very bright.
Scum, basically.
So given how rubbish fame is, how come the X Factor queue looks like Kate Thornton's handing out free diamonds and blowjobs at the other end of it? Why are these people bothering?
In a bid to find out, we put out adverts offering members of the public the chance to win 40 seconds of airtime on this show. We didn't specify any particular criteria for their act. All they really needed was a desire to appear on TV. Here's what happened.
We received hundreds of responses, then spent a day auditioning some of them. Each contestant had prepared their own 40-second routine, but before they started performing, we wanted to know what they expected to get out of TV exposure. Some wanted recognition.
My goal is to be respected for what I do.
Some craved a luxury lifestyle.
Living abroad, possibly somewhere that's up and coming, like a tourist destination, such as Dubai, somewhere like that.
And some had things they just wanted to promote.
Teaching individuals to creatively heal. And there's even a hysterical stage play to go with all of this.
Well, whatever their individual reasons, they all seemed convinced that they wanted stardom. But did they really think that fame does anyone any good? Can you think of any famous people who strike you as being happy?
Very few.
Not genuinely, no.
Despite this, their appetite for fame's undiminished.
For instance, this guy wants to become famous for being Britain's cleanest man.
I'm Britain's cleanest smile. I'm Graham, I'm a cleanaholic. I've got a 51-inch plasma television screen that I clean every day, and it looks absolutely immaculate.
And in the current climate, well, why the hell shouldn't he? Christ, at least cleaning's a genuine skill.
So you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Speaking of genuine skill, several of our contestants definitely displayed that.
Mind you, there's no denying some of the acts possessed, well, perhaps more niche appeal than anything else.
Also, I am fashion designers of medieval clothes.
And what is it that you're going to do for us today?
Oh, well, actually, I was thinking to say one joke. Yeah, it's the NASA sent to the moon is Tony Blair and one monkey. And one day we reached the moon, and the NASA tried to go to people that's on the moon and say to the monkey, so what's happening on the moon? And the monkey said, oh, the thing that's happening on the moon by computer. When they asked to Tony Blair said, yes, I know, I'm here just to give food and drink to the monkey.
Yeah, well, it's easy to mock, but at least he's trying, not just sitting around stuffing his face. Besides, English isn't even his first language. I couldn't tell a joke in Portuguese. Here's the proof.
A few days after our audition, I decided to catch up with Carlos, because that's his name, and try and make him laugh in his native language.
Deuter,
Hoy ponso hoy sol par de cortinas. Puxe vocho junto. What do you think?
I think you're an asshole.
And you know what? I think he's got a point, because any TV talent show that invites members of the public to perform like this is inherently unfair. For starters, OK, I'm a frog-faced, bewildered 30-something media tit. Therefore, I am totally unqualified to judge anybody. With the lights on, the audition room soon becomes swelteringly hot and claustrophobic. You've got no real chance to rehearse, no costume or makeup department to assist you. The sound levels are absolutely unforgiving, and the backdrop's a poxy bit of rag and a poster. It's a surefire way to put anyone off their stride.
Yo, I can't stop now. It's the industry now, and I'm on the stage. I'm gonna be... What happened now? Oh, you think I'm crap, don't you?
It's an abusive, one-sided relationship weighted against the public, in which all the power rests with the TV show, which in this case is us.
So, what have I learned? Well, it seems to me the TV wannabes are stuck slap bang in the middle of a great big barn dance of arseholes. In one corner you've got TV itself, chewing them up, using them as cheap cannon fodder. In the other you've got the general public that seems to love to cackle at their broken dreams. And then you've got people like me going, hey, what's it all about, BBC4? Who's the biggest arsehole in the room, I ask you? Like an arsehole. Awful. Just absolutely awful. You've made a fool of yourself, you've wasted my time. People like you make me actually physically sick.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
Fuck off. Anyway, at least our auditionees didn't waste their time. The prize is genuine. And we have a winner. The 40 seconds of fame goes to Kevin Verleiden, whose act is, well, see for yourself.
God damn excited. I want to show you what I can do. With some pans and some pipes and a tap. The first piece will be Pan Pipe Dreams by me. I'm going to tap dance and use my pants. Here we go. Pan pipes! Pan and pipes! Pan pipes! Pan and pipes! Pan pipe dreams! It's the bee's knees! What a breeze! Cook it with chicken and peas! Give it to your knees without cheese! Please!
Please.
Yeah, and to end it now, I'm going to end it with a big bang, okay? Here we go. Oh. All right.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
On next week's show, sex.
We'll start here. I think it's always important to get a look on the girl's face when we start, just so we can identify with the delightful young creature who's before us. Actually, it's like two spoons laying in a drawer, which is why we call it spoons.
Right, yes.
So even if I bring the camera to there, we can still see it.
Why do
and we
people
can
want
still
to
see
look at
the
that?
Masturbatory purposes, I fear.
Primarily.